Morning guys, Mon here. Today I want to talk about the White Mage a bit. I just want to give you a short introduction of why the White Mage is as good as it is currently, and yeah, how you can play your own White Mage in hardcore, softcore, wherever you want. But I would recommend to play the White Mage if you want to play in hardcore, because yeah, it's a class that has a very easy entry point for the character and does not need a lot of gear, is very easy to play, and yeah, but the problem with the White Mage is the ceiling, obviously, because for example an Amazon or stuff like that needs more gear to start out, but will in the end be the much faster class. So the White Mage is a very tanky class that pretty much plays on its own. You can see I don't even use my hand, I mean not two hands, I just use my buttons to move and everything else works by its own. And why is that? I will show you in just a sec. So let's get out of this area and I can explain the White Mage to you. So for the gear, you basically, well, no, let's not start with the gear. That's pretty stupid. We go through the abilities. So you have different abilities. Your first ability, your first active ability, is throwing these little ghosts. These search for enemies and hit them. Your second active ability is a heal that, well, it heals you. The third ability is the healing circle. This one follows you around and heals you all the time. And the fourth active ability is well, a mana bubble that pulses, damages enemies, refills mana and heals you. Then you have passive abilities. Heavenly Fire is one of them. Whenever you hit with anything, you have about 30% chance to put like a little fire below the enemy, like this fire, and this damages the enemy. This ability is your single target. It deals a shitload of damage, especially over time, because it stacks. So whenever one of these ghosts hit the enemy, you get a fire. Whenever you attack, you get fires. Like whenever, but you have a chance. And whenever your Chain Lightning, which is your next passive ability, hits, you can get a fire as well. Another passive is healing boost. It boosts your heal. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's not that interesting. But your Chain Lightning, that one is interesting because this is your clear basically. Whenever you're getting healed, you're shooting out a Chain Lightning. So this circle constantly heals you and constantly shoots Chain Lightning out, which kills the enemies. So this is an ability you want to max. Then the healing zone, I already explained, it's the circle that follows you. Curse is pretty much very uninteresting. Enemies explode on death. This, yeah, it doesn't really do much. I mean, you could try to build around it, and I will try it, but for now, ignore it. Actually, we could check how much damage it does when we just put 25 points in it. Oh wait, we need to. So, still, when we put 25 points plus 15, it's only at 70k damage, which is basically nothing, so very ignorable numbers. Let me check what here. Then you've got the Absorb Shield. Whenever you heal yourself, you have a chance to gain a shield, which absorbs 50k damage. This is a great defense. Just when your circle is up, it pretty much always procs at some point, so you often have this shield up, and yeah, it's quite good. That much about the abilities. You want to, while leveling, max out the Restless Spirit until you are level 38. When you're level 38, you skill the Chain Lightning and the Healing Zone and max the Chain Lightning, then max the Heavenly Fire, then max the mana orb and the absorb shield at last. Yeah, because these three are your main damage abilities. And yeah, this much about the abilities, nothing special going on there. For your gear, you want plus chain lightning plus all talents is pretty much what you want on all items. The only better thing than that is chain lightning and heavenly fire. This is the best combination of plus talents you can have, and you should always look for that. All talents is very good as well, so either this or this setup. And then you want, where do we have it? Percent magic damage. Flat magic damage is not as important. You can pretty much ignore it, because when you have like 2000 magic damage, our magic damage value increases slightly, but this does very little for us. It's really not that important. And but the percent magic damage, when we gain 14% magic damage, it does not only increase this value, but directly affects the chain lightning value, and this is very stupid, and the others of course as well. So what you want is, what you really want is chain lightning, all talents, and percent magic damage. Then of course stamina and armor, that are important stats as well for you, and all resistance. So yeah, that's pretty much the most important 5 stats you want, like chain lightning, all talents, percent magic damage, all res, and armor. That's all you want. So on your satanics, when you get them, there are very little satanics that are really good. One is Stone of Jordan, when you don't have the set. Currently I'm not sure if the set on the White Mage is really the best choice. I will do further investigation on that, but I can't really give an answer yet. So this is just a short insight. The very full-fledged guide will come at some point. Stone of Jordan gives a shitload of magic damage. This is the most valuable stat you have after talents. Harlequin Crest is an okayish item. It does not have the magic damage, but it has all talents, magic find, and all rest, which is pretty good. Magic find always is good. So the only item I really want to show you, aside from just tank items to farm Inferno, is the Mirage. Mirage is one of the Rune World items and is a really good item. For other classes even better than for us. So in the preview it had more magic damage, which is sad because I hoped it would have that, but aside from that it's still good. Got a lot of armor, got a lot of stamina, some magic damage through the rune that's in it, cooldown reduction, damage reduction, all talents, and yeah, this is unimportant. But what really is interesting is Spell Mirror. And what does Spell Mirror do? Whenever you cast a spell, it casts the spell twice. This is very strong. Like here you see, give me a sec. We need to spam, I think, to do that. Yeah, you can cast the spell basically while it's on cooldown a second time. So when the spell is on cooldown, you still can cast it another time. It does not work always. It seems to have a short cooldown, but whatever. It's very strong because these ghosts and the bubble, the fourth ability, are very good damage spells. The ghosts indirectly because they spread the fire, and that is just very good. So Mirage on other classes most likely even much better because of the spell mirroring. This is a really strong thing. And yeah, this much for the gear. This is pretty, yeah. It's good, but it's not, it's most likely the best shield you can get. For the weapon you want a spell shard, and then yeah, you probably want the set item of the White Mage, but I'm not sure about that. I will test that in the future. So what I wanted to show you as well is my autocast setup, because you really don't want to do much with the White Mage because you're lazy, obviously. So you want these two things on one button, the flask and the Mayo pipe. because the Flask Judge just can't be in the autocast setup sadly, so we want to use it whenever you use the pipe. That's 2 buttons for 1, so you always can put your buttons on the same. So we use double E for potion and item, and all skills on 1 button. Why is that? Because when you use all on the same button and you click the button multiple times, you cast them just one after another. This is yeah, pretty obvious. But we can do another thing, and that is putting the mouse, the right mouse, on 2. This means that with the right mouse button we cast our spells, which is great. But another very good thing with the mouse is that we can enable autocast. How does it work? So when you activate, right click and tap in a very short amount of time, so just right click, tap, and you autocast all the time. This is more or less intended because it's a very well known bug, but they know it's a bug that is pretty nice and they just keep it in as far as we know. Even if you go for vote reset and stuff, the autocast stays enabled, and when you right click again it stops. But you can press tab during autocasting and it does not disable it. So yeah, that's much about autocasting and stuff. Then we can take a short look at my relics. This is not the entirely done setup because I missed 2 items still. I missed the rook belt, the rock belt. It gives movement speed and the something, I forgot what I missed. But it's not too important. Like, it's a good item, but it's not too important. What you want are all movement speed items. So you want the Amazon Spear, Monkey King Bar, Butcher's Knife, Rock Belt, Blazing Boots, and yeah, a Spoon. Then what you want as well is flying, so Monkey King Bar, Holy Bible, or Amputation Kit. I would drop that to Amputation Kit, but it was the first one I got, so I had to take it. Token of Luck is good. Magnet is always good to have. Hand of Meters is some extra gold. A very important thing is the oversize, because it doubles not only your projectiles but your AoE. This healing circle usually is only as big as the small circle, a little bit bigger. So you really want oversize to have this big area. What you want as well is the Myopipe to jump into boss rooms and be more mobile overall. Then energy items like Frostmourne, it gives energy. Crit items like Truant Blades and Butterfly to get crits. And magic mushrooms and Holy Grail for plus all talents, obviously. And one important left, the metal detector. Metal detector is extremely strong in the current game because mining is extremely strong, and the metal detector shows you where the next mining vein is. So you can just go into an area, check, is mining here? Yes, no, get the mining, get out of the area. And yeah, this is very important for current endgame farming because mining plays such a big role. Yeah, this is all I wanted to show you in this short video. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment or jump into my stream whenever I'm online and just ask. So thanks for watching and see you next time.